Hey, hi, hello. I am packing up to go spend a couple of nights dog sitting for someone. And while I'm going to be gone, hello, Sparrow's back there meowing at me. While I'm going to be gone, I'm going to take a couple of crochet projects with me. My goal is to work on these as much as possible over the next few days. So today's Saturday. I'm going to be there until Wednesday. I'll be popping in and seeing my cats and giving them as much love as they deserve, which is millions of kisses. But of course, I will be spending a lot of time there, so I need to take crochet projects with me. And about, I don't know how long it's been at this point, 4 months, I think. 4 months ago, I made a list of, I think it was 12, if not 13 crochet projects that I really wanted to accomplish. And I was hoping that I would at least get half of them done in the next 6 months. I have not done that. I think I've accomplished 2. So I thought this would be the perfect time to take one of those dream projects with me. Now there's a slight twist, which is I have kind of started one of these dream projects and I'm just not totally sure it's coming out the way I want it to. So I'm going to do a variation on it, and I think that will actually be more of what I want. Remember to take your medicine. So the first project, the one that I'm hoping to finish up first, is just kind of something that I was like kind of playing with. It's like a alternative to, let me back up. The project that I'm trying to accomplish is one of the projects that I wanted to do was just have like an olive green sweater. I have a very specific color in mind for this sweater, and originally when I was talking about it, I was like, I just want this sweater to be pure that color. Now, of course, when I was sitting down to work on it, I couldn't just make it pure that color, and I think that's where I went wrong. I was doing a variation on my eye sweater, which in theory is just an eye granny square that has been turned into a square that then was turned into like the front panel, the back panel of a sweater. I found a granny square online that I really liked, and I made this, which is beautiful. Do not get me wrong. And this would be the front panel of a sweater. It's not long enough. I will eventually attach like the sides and the top, and then I'll need to like keep doing the bottom. But after I did this front panel, I was like, one, I never want to do this again. Not that this was difficult, but I just didn't, something wasn't right. So on the back, I just did like a plain square. And while I do like this more, I don't like this dark color in here. So I'm already like very frustrated with this, which I was going to say maybe I should just like turn this into a pillow, honestly, and not, oh my god, maybe I should just turn this into a pillow. Oh my god, I think I just realized I shouldn't turn this into a sweater. Like this is beautiful and would make a very beautiful sweater. But I'm starting to realize like the neckline, oh no, live action, you just realized. You just watched me realize. Like I haven't been wanting to work on this. This has been sitting on my couch in my office for probably 2 to 3 weeks. I haven't been wanting to work on it, and I think the reason is because I knew something was wrong. What originally I was going to do, let me go grab the other yarn. I have these 2 yarns. This is like the color I wanted. I don't know what you call this, avocado. This is like off of it a bit, but the problem is I bought this on Etsy, and while the color is perfect, the feeling is not great. It doesn't feel very good. It's rough, and I don't think it'll feel very good on my skin. So I decided to get like an alpaca blaze, that's what the hobby yarn is, so that I could carry them together and just make a very basic sweater out of it. But I have been doing some kind of thinking, and I'm like, if I make it out of this yarn, I'm not going to want to wear it because it's going to be so rough. I think I either needed to unhaul this yarn or use this on like a bag or like something that won't be touching my skin all of the time. I have seen these particular sweaters all over Pinterest. I've seen them on TikTok, yada yada yada, and I've been obsessed with them. I've honestly been wanting to try to learn knitting just so that I could make one of these sweaters. And then I realized if you can knit it, you can crochet it. Like, it might not look identical. And so I even like looked up a crochet pattern for this on Etsy, and I found one. Now, I'm not going to buy the pattern and follow that pattern, but knowing that someone out there has done it tells me that it's possible. From like reading the knit patterns and everything, now I am not a knitter. I do know the basics of knitting. I can like basically read what yarn size is used and what needle size is used. And from those, what I have learned to understand is what I need is a very, very lightweight yarn, basically this, a merino, or this is alpaca blaze, but something like this. And then the biggest hook, in this case needles, but the biggest hook I can get. From what I was understanding, the best hook I could get would be a size 12. I don't have a size 12. I do have a size 10 millimeter though. So I am going to attempt to make one of those sweaters with this yarn and not this yarn and see if I can do it. It's so light and airy and breezy, and I love that you can see through it. I just think it's the prettiest sweater ever. I'm gonna pack up a bunch of this. I'm gonna pack up my 10 millimeter hook, and when I'm gone this week, I think this is gonna be like an easy enough project that I could definitely accomplish it in less than a week. I'm at other people's houses. So I am finally sitting down to crochet. I need to move you higher. Is that something? No. I'm so sorry. This is the worst. I'm finally sitting down to crochet, and I just wanted to like talk about my concerns with this project. This is my yarn. This I just made a loop. This is my hook. I invested and I got a full set of furls hooks. So I think I have like size 5 to size 10, but at size 7 it stops being half sizes. So I have like 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is my hook. I really like this hook. I actually haven't used it yet, but I think it's pretty. Whatever, we're not talking about the hook. Once I put this, I'm using my arm to hold you correctly. Once I put this through here, it's gonna be really hard for me to see my stitches. I'm gonna have to crochet really lightly. Like my tension's gonna have to be really light because I don't know how I'm gonna get this freaking hook through the stitches that I make. I think I might have to like count my rows because normally I don't. I just know like, oh, there's a stitch, go in it. But I have a feeling this time it's gonna be really easy to like skip stitches. So there's a couple of concerns. Also because of this like texture, frogging is going to be a pain in my butt. So there's just like a few things I'm nervous with this project, but also I have so much of this yarn. I counted, I think I have 7 or 8 of these donuts. So if I mess up and it's like horrible, I can start over and I have plenty of yarn. I'm gonna actually get started, and it's late. I think it's close to 9. If not, why aren't you turning on watch? Okay, where's my phone? If it's not already 9, oh, it's 8:50. So I'm not gonna crochet for like super long tonight, but I am gonna rewatch Yellow Jackets from the beginning because I haven't seen it in a bit and I really want to. Apologies, I don't know where my light went, so hopefully this isn't the worst lit thing in the world. Sorry, I thought I was all ready to film this. So I've made some progress. Today is Sunday, so it's the next day. It's only midday Sunday, but I probably won't get to make like a ton of progress on this today because I'm gonna finally get to go see Jurassic Park. The new one, of course. I've seen all of the old ones. So this is what I have done since last night. This is approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours of work. I don't know what row I'm on. I'm not counting. I've got like nothing. I'm just having fun and I'm just going for it. And I will say the first couple of rows were not fun. The chaining and then the crocheting into the chain took most of the time. And then once I now have gotten like some more weight on this, it's been a lot easier to actually like work with. I'm loving the like feel. I'm loving the texture. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's exactly what I wanted. So I'm really happy. But I'd say this row that I'm currently on is probably about halfway until I break for my armpit, I'm thinking. So I'll need to do everything that I did again So I'll probably spend another 3 hours, although it might be a little bit less because I'm not going to have to, you know, fight with that like first like 2-3 rows that I had to fight with. Maybe it's another hour before I get to split for the armpits. So what I'm doing is I started at the bottom and I'm just working in the round, and then when I get to my armpits, I'm going to split, and then I'll just be going back and forth for the front panel, back and forth for the back panel, and then I'll seam them together at the top, and then I'll just work off of it for the arm. Was thinking about doing this as a raglan, but I thought that that would just be kind of too difficult for me to keep track of like where the 4 corners were and everything. I'm still working off of my first donut. I feel like I haven't even made a dent into this thing, to be honest, although I'm sure compared to, this is an unused one, I mean, they're slightly different, but really not that much. Don't think I will use all 7, I think it was 7 is what I counted, of the donuts, which is great because I would like to have some of this yarn to use in a different sweater. To be honest, I love this color. I wear this color a lot, which is so funny because I feel like a few years ago I wasn't a fan of like green, and also I wasn't a fan of like this shade of green. It's kind of a pukey shade of green. Like, I get it, guys. I get it. The other thing that I made an adjustment for is normally I would be going into the stitch. So when you make a stitch, you have like 3 basically pieces of yarn. The top 2 are making a V, and then there's one underneath it, and you're kind of going under those V, but in between that like bottom one. Now, that was taking way too much work for me to like finagle and try to get my hook into that. So instead, because this hole underneath it is just so big, I'm just going around all 3 of those stitches together. And I originally was, you know, going into that kind of V, and I really don't see much of a difference unless you're like looking really, really closely at it. And then because it's summer in Florida, I have the fan on at all times, and so this thread is so light that it's just like blowing around in the wind and doing its own thing. Finally though, this got heavy enough that it's also not blowing around, because it was also blowing around, but now I can kind of hold it, and you can see it's moving a little bit, but it's not like what it was. Hi, voiceover Amanda here. My mic got disconnected in this last clip, and so the audio only picked up ducks squawking in the background, and I didn't think you guys really wanted to listen to that. So yes, my project is finished, and it has been months. I think I was filming the first half of this video in July or August, whenever Jurassic Park Rebirth came out, and I'm filming this clip at the end of March. As you can see, my hair is different, yada, yada, yada. But I wanted to show off the finished project. I really enjoyed working on this. I absolutely want to make a second, maybe a third one at some point. And I really like how it fits and how it flows. I think it's a perfect garment for Florida because I can wear it almost year round. I feel like I can wear it casual or dressy. I'm talking here about how I wore it on my birthday and I wore it on Christmas, and it was like a great layering piece. And I really like wearing it over this dress I have on here. So yeah, I'm obsessed. I really, really like it. I hope you like it too. And if you want to see more crafting content, feel free to subscribe. I am working on making videos weekly, so hopefully that'll be in my future. And I hope you didn't just hear my cats fight right next to me, but sorry, they are rambunctious.